What is happening, my fellow geeks? Today, I have a fantastic little geek pickup. That is right. I just acquired the Earl Sinclair dinosaur action figure. There we go. Try to get that ring light out of there. But yeah, I was so pumped about this. Of course, me growing up with this show, and ironically enough, I just recently bought this on eBay, and now it'll be delivered to my house today, and I would have added that into this video, but I know I'm limited on recording time. But nonetheless, I wanted to open this. I have not opened it yet. I wanted to open this up with you guys, so that way you're getting my organic responses as to how I felt the figure was put together. And I know that a lot of people kind of, I guess you could say they're hit or miss on NECA. But for me, as an average Joe, that's just, I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars on these realistic action figures. For me, it is plenty good on the detail side of things for just, for display purposes on my shelves. All right, so opening this bad boy up. Here we go. All right, you can see. There you go, everything's in there. And what's hilarious and crazy is that, again, it's like, it was to a degree, it was a kid's show. We'll call it that. And then, of course, for those that, I won't do the total spoilers, but for those that might not have watched, there is a very, very dark ending to the show, which, as a kid, it went over my head. Like, my brain just didn't want to comprehend what just happened. But it is a very dark ending to a great show. So, right out of the gate, before I take it out of the plastic, I think the details, especially with Earl's face, is really good on both heads. Really, it just looks really good. I don't see anything cosmetically bad. The paint looks good. We'll take a closer look here when I pull it out. I do see what looks like maybe a little bit of glue or something on his flannel as I'm shining it in the light. I do see that, but again, that's not like a deal breaker per se. What would have been cool, now this is just me personally, but what would have been cool is if they made the flannel like an actual like little flannel. Now I'm sure that would obviously cost a lot more money, but it definitely would have, I guess it would have added to it. All right, so that was a pain in the ass getting that out of the plastic, but just to show you guys here, I'll get in there. There you go. It looks really good, obviously, as we've seen. Of course, I've have a few NECA products, but like the joints are a little stiff, so I gotta get those loosened up. Hands aren't too bad. Hands are spinning good, and looks like, okay, the flex on this one's a little stiff, but it rotates good. But it's just the flexing joint is a little stiff. The arms, same thing. And this is, again, this is one of the things that I know people kind of get on them about, I guess, is like the stiffness of the figures. But once you are able to, the joints here, like on the legs, seem to be in nice working order. I didn't put the tail on yet, which got the tail right here. So we'll pop that baby on. And we're good. All right. So the only thing I would say, obviously, here is we'd have to make sure we got tail in the proper position. Don't have it upside down. Make sure you got it going like so. So that way it's a nice resting position. So now that we've seen the figure in full, it's now time to look at the other stuff. So we got the accessories that are with it. So you have multiple hands, another head, which you guys will see here as I'm pulling it out of the plastic here. Good. There we go. About friggin' rip the whole plastic thing out. So you guys will see this here, and obviously I'll show you guys a more close-up view as I'm talking here, but just wanted to kind of show you this. Yeah, it looks really good. The paint, from what I am looking at, paint job looks really good. Again, like you'll have like these certain spots, which I know people would call them impurities, I guess, where like I'll try to see if I can get the camera to zoom in on it, and then I'll just kind of flex it there. You see that little shiny spot on the jawline? Like I don't know if that's like an adhesive or what, or if it's something they're putting on purpose. I have no idea, but it doesn't bother me a bit. And cause like I don't know. I don't know how they go about doing stuff with the action figure process, but overall the paint looks good. I'm not seeing anything abnormal. Like the lines are good. The airbrushing looks really nice. How they blended it in. The mouth. I mean, one could argue that on the upper lip, I'll try again. I'll try to zoom in here if it'll go. But anyways, but on that upper lip area, you could see like maybe a couple little spots of green, but whoopity-doo-dah. Again, I'm not like this snobby action figure collector, so I'm not too terribly worried about it. So then going into some of the other accessories here, we got the mug, the little mug here. You guys will see a more close-up picture as I'm talking about it. I'm just looking it over here. But the details on that, I think, look really nice. There is a little spot of white on the lower left jaw. I do see that, but again, I'm not a purist, so I'm not going to be beating up on him too much. The overall paint job, I'd still say 9 out of 10. I don't see why not. And just those minor imperfections maybe would dock it a little bit. But for how small it is, I mean, it looks really good, I think. And then you got the remote control. Once I can get this out, this little guy here, and I'm trying to shell it with my fingers. It's not really working. But looking at that similar thing, there's like a very small speck of gold on the left button area and a little bit on the right. But again, it's nothing that is like super noticeable that jumps out. It's just because I'm just staring at it and I'm looking for any little thing like that. And then the last thing we got here is the 6-pack of beer because, you gotta have the lava lager. And I'm looking at this and the paint job overall looks good. I'm just trying to see if... Oh, they do. Now that's pretty cool. So each individual can, let me pull that back there, comes out of the ring. So that's pretty sweet. So you can take those out and potentially, I'm trying to look at Earl's hands. He might not be able to hold it. I don't know. But nonetheless, I think that's pretty cool that it's in the rings and you can pull them out individually. I think that looks really, really good. And it's pretty cool and adds a little touch to it. So that way, like, if you want to have him on display and, like, make it seem like he's got empty beer cans around him, you can do that. That's pretty cool. I like that. It's a good touch. So I thought those were the last things. But the last thing is, of course, if I can pop it out, Earl's patented captain's hat. Old Captain Earl. Looks pretty good to me at first glance. Let's take a deeper dive into it. Looking at it again on the bill towards where the rope that goes across, there's a little gold that's on the black, and then there's a little bit of black that bleeds onto that rope, and then a little bit of white that bleeds onto where the black brim and the white part of the hat come together. But it's not... And then on the back, similar things, like some of the white bleeds in. But But again, I paid $35 for this. So, I mean, my opinion, for $35, I can't even complain. I think that is a very fair price for the amount of detail that they put into this. I think it looks really cool. I'm just going to see how the hat fits on Earl's head, or it's got to fit at least to some degree. I'm feeling like it kind of fits. There we go. It's like a loose fit. Like it kind of fits over the fins on his head. I kind of turn it a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it fits good for display purposes. So you're not going to be trying to throw it around or anything like that. Overall, very, very happy with this purchase. And you guys may or may not be able to see, I'm going to end up putting it over there on that shelf. So you guys will see, some of my figures that I don't have up currently. You'll see them out over there. But that is all I had for this, guys. Let me know what your thoughts were on seeing Mr. Earl Sinclair in action figure size and movements and whatnots. But yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts were on this, and I will see you all in the next video.